Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another exciting episode, a quick episode. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Coffee Talk presented by Spotify. And we are here in the studio. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope that everyone is having a fantastic, and I do mean this, ladies and gentlemen, a fantastic week. Now, this show here, Coffee Talk, presented by Spotify, is a new show. Well, I want to say it's kind of a new show, but it's been around for a couple of weeks now, and I am really excited to have Simone Teagues back, doing her thing in front of the mic. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope that everyone enjoys this content, this show that we have for you guys, and what this show will provide. Coffee Talk, Simone and audience, and hope that is going to be 15 to 20 minutes. And we talk about anything and everything on this show just to kind of get everyone woke up and everyone ready for in the mornings as they dabble their coffee, as they get their first 20 minutes, they're listening to us and really getting excited for a fantastic day. Whatever day you guys have going on, we hope that everyone is having a fantastic start to the morning. So we hope that it brings light. We hope that it brings some awesomeness when it comes down to it. And I'm very excited to kick off the show with, of course, Coffee Talk with me and Simone.
Ms. Kennedy, it feels so good to be back here for the podcast and the radio show and Spotify. First and foremost, we want to thank Spotify for allowing us to be our most authentic selves and allow us to be our partners when it comes down to our radio shows. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as I'm quoting Kennedy, if you guys don't know, I am Simone Teagues. Me and Kennedy, we've been doing some podcasting for years and years and years. I can't even say years and years and years like that, Kennedy, but we pod for a minute. A lot of people did ask me, where have I been in the last couple of months? And it was very fitting as we have a return episode. I'm coming back for the microphone. I do wanted to let everyone know that um, I'm back. But I wanted everyone to know that I had to take a step away from the microphone, take a step back from radio production in itself because I had to work on some things personally that I had going on. Um, to which I like to be transparent with you guys. So why not? I had to go through some things personally in my life that changed my life, right? I had a partner that, we were in love. We had a lot of things going on and we had to separate. And it was one of those things that it got to me and it kind of showed on our other show. I can't remember. I think it was either K.L.P in the morning or the Spectrum podcast, one of those shows. And I had to reevaluate that. And I had a lot of things going on with family and friends that I just had to step away from the mic and get myself together. And what I've been doing, ladies and gentlemen, I've been working behind the scenes um, with KLP Entertainment with the writing, the scripting, and also working my other big time job as well. So it is just one of those things that it's okay to step away from podcasting and doing radio and doing extra stuff if you've had some personal things going on. But it feels good to be back. I hope everyone stay patient with me because I do remember in our other shows, Kennedy, that the people actually enjoyed us. And we had that chemistry. It took me a minute to get back to my origin. So I look forward to Coffee Talk. I look forward to more shows, more episodes to come when it comes down to it. So I am very excited for that as well. And I look forward to it. I look forward to the future. I look forward to more to come when it comes down to Coffee Talk presented and powered by Spotify. So, Kennedy, I know you're getting ready to do a review with Hope later on with other things, but I wanted to kind of talk about as people are getting up, getting their coffee, having a great time. I wanted to talk a little bit about Tell Me Lies, season 3. Now, I also watched season 3, the first few episodes. And I don't know what to think of it because we talked about it this morning as we were writing the script for this show. I don't really know what to think of this of season 3 quite just yet. I think the characters are starting to understand themselves as young college students and they're really getting into it, but I just think season 3 is just missing something, and I think I know what it is. And we don't try to get inappropriate on the show, but I think season 3 is missing all of, like, the sex that goes on into the show. Now, if you guys know, you know. You can watch season 1 and season 2 of Tell Me Lies, available right now on Hulu. And me, Kennedy, Hope, Monica, we all watched a couple episodes. We talked about it, obviously, for our shows and script writing, but it is very interesting that there's not much love making in season 3. And maybe they had to scale it back because it was a lot, right? The first 2 seasons, and then every scene, it seems like the characters are making out. Either it's Lucy and Steven making out and having a good time getting down and dirty, down to Peppa and Wrigley going down and getting down and dirty, or if it's Steven and Diana going down and dirty. That, and it, look, it's weird because, it's kind of lustful, but that's what makes the show. And the fact that we don't really see that much in season 3 is just kind of like, huh, they might have had to go to a different direction. So I hope that this season 3, and ladies and gentlemen, we're only watching the first few episodes, so I can't really dabble too much into the show and do a full review. But this show, season 3, I just hope it gets better. I don't want to say it's a bad season because I gotta say it's an okay season, right? I just think there's just something they have to work on when it comes down to season 3. Like I say, we're only in, I think Kennedy, we're watching like the third episode, so we're not totally deep into the season quite just yet, because that might just change our minds, right? It might be up to par with the first, season 1 or season 2, but it's just, I don't know, I just feel like it's missing something, and I can't quite put my finger on it. It's just missing something when it comes down to it. And I hope that it brings more into it. I do like the fact that, because we noticed it on Hulu, that Hulu is starting to dabble more into, podcasting, right? HBO Max is something that they're doing when it comes down to podcasting and having a podcast form, or what they say, companion podcast on their streaming network. HBO's been doing it for a while. Netflix is getting ready to start their podcast line with big podcasters that's working from iHeart, right? So it's very, very interesting when it comes down to that. I look forward to see what happens within season 3 of Tell Me Lies. I think the companion podcast is a good idea. It gives people more, right? If you are in tune with the shows that you love and the characters that you love, then you kind of want to know more. Because I fell into that, Kennedy. I fell into that role that I kind of wanted more, right? When season 1, season 2 ended, and now that they're just now starting the podcast, is extra content, extra media that they have to do. But I genuinely do think that it works out in our favor. I can't wait to see more of the podcast form. I do like this wave that streaming services are adding podcasts to their list, right? As you guys know, as us being radio people and podcasters and podcast creators and broadcasters, those are one of the things that I get really, really excited for. So we'll stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We'll stay tuned with the with Tell Me Lies season 3, and we'll come back on Coffee Talk to talk more about it. But comment below, what do you think of Coffee Talk? Is it hitting? Is it not hitting? We want to know your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, in our comment box.
Yes, that's true, Simone. I'm still watching the show to get my final thoughts. Shifting gears here on the show, $18 billion dollars over 20 years. That's the projected economic impact of 50 Cent's latest venture. But this isn't about music or TV shows. It's about transforming an entire city in Louisiana.
You know what fascinates me about this deal? The sheer ambition of turning Shreveport into an entertainment hub. We're talking about a $124 million agreement that's going to completely reshape downtown.
Let me break this down because the scale is incredible. Three major properties are being transformed: the old Stageworks facility, Millennium Studios, and this innovative new dome style venue with a park. But what's really striking is how this fits into a larger economic vision.
The employment numbers are pretty staggering, too. Over 6,000 new jobs and $300 million in wages. That's going to completely transform the local economy, isn't it?
Exactly right. And here's what makes this particularly clever: they're not starting from scratch. They're taking existing infrastructure and upgrading it into state of the art facilities. It's like what Atlanta did with their film industry, but with a fresh approach.
Speaking of fresh approaches, it's fascinating how 50 Cent has evolved from his early days in music to becoming this major business force.
Well, that evolution is really key to understanding this whole project. Think about it. This is the same guy who turned a minority stake in Vitamin Water into a reported $100 million dollars when Coca Cola bought it. Then he built the Power TV franchise into this massive success. He's got a track record of seeing potential where others don't.
The timing of this announcement is interesting too. It came right as Fat Joe was publicly showing love for 50 on Sherry Shepherd's show, right?
That's such an interesting parallel because it shows how much the industry has matured. These guys had this intense beef for years, and now, 13 years after squashing it, they're supporting each other's success. It's like a metaphor for how hip hop culture has evolved from competition to collaboration and business building.
Mm, you know what really stands out to me? The way Governor Landry framed this as part of a larger economic strategy for Louisiana.
Right? And let me expand on that because it's crucial. The governor talked about building the most competitive business environment in the country. When you pair that with Louisiana's existing film tax credit program, you start to see how this could really work. They're not just building entertainment venues, they're creating an entire ecosystem.
So, what exactly do you think this ecosystem might look like in practice?
Well, imagine this: you've got these high tech production facilities that can handle major film and TV projects. Then there's this immersive dome venue that could host everything from concerts to virtual reality experiences. But beyond that, you're looking at supporting businesses, hotels, restaurants, technical services, equipment rental companies. It's like creating a mini Hollywood from the ground up.
That kind of comprehensive development could really change the narrative about what's possible in smaller cities.
And that's exactly what makes this so revolutionary. When 50 Cent says all roads lead to Shreveport, he's not just being clever. He's laying out a vision for how second tier cities can compete in the entertainment industry. Think about how much cheaper it is to operate in Shreveport compared to Los Angeles or New York.
You know what this reminds me of? How Nashville built itself into a music industry powerhouse, even though it wasn't an obvious choice at first.
That's a brilliant comparison. And just like Nashville, Shreveport has this rich entertainment history that many people don't know about. It was actually a major hub for blues and country music in the early days. So, in a way, this project is like rekindling that entertainment DNA with a modern twist.
The economic projections seem almost unbelievable, though. $18.8 billion over 20 years. How realistic is that?
Well, here's why those numbers might actually make sense. First, they're based on an independent economic study, not just optimistic in projections. Second, when you look at how other entertainment hubs have developed, they tend to have this multiplier effect. Success attracts more success, talent attracts more talent, and suddenly you've got this snowball effect of economic growth. I
That makes me think about the potential ripple effects beyond just Shreveport.
Exactly, this could really reshape the entire region's economy. And here's what's particularly smart about it: they're creating jobs across the skill spectrum. You need everything from set builders to software developers, from hospitality workers to high end technical specialists.
Looking ahead, what do you think will be the key indicators of success for this project?
Well, I think we need to watch three main things. First, how quickly they can get these facilities up and running. Second, what kind of productions they attract in the first year or two. And third, maybe most importantly, whether they can build and retain that local talent pool, because ultimately that's what makes these entertainment hubs sustainable.
It really feels like we're watching a master class in economic development and business evolution.
You know what? That might be the perfect way to sum this up. This isn't just about building some entertainment venues, it's about reimagining what's possible for mid sized cities in the modern entertainment economy. And if anyone can pull it off, it might just be the guy who went from selling mixtapes to making 9-figure deals with state governments.